He was likable, self-assured, astute. There are those that you pick out and you say, this kid is going to go places. He had his eyes on a prize, not necessarily, we didn't know what he would become, but we knew he would make something of his life.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the great state of North Carolina, Congressman Mel Watt.
Mel Watt is one of the great leaders in North Carolina. He's one of the brightest people to ever get into public office. He is one of the strongest leaders I've ever seen, a man of great integrity who cares about people and who is strong and wise.
I was looking around for a campaign manager and everybody was pointing to the older guys who had done it. And I kept waking up thinking about this guy, Mel Watt, and the rest is history.
I've considered that there probably never been a CBC chair before who managed the campaign of Harvey Gantt to within a whisker of defeating Jesse Helms. And Barack, if we had won that election, Harvey Gantt would be your mentor coming into the United States Senate today. Inspiration.
I think there was a lot of excitement about his election. He's the first African American since Reconstruction to be elected in this state as a congressman. I think that's a very important legacy.
Mel is a lot of things to a lot of people. He's a husband, he's a father, he's a son, he's a brother, he's a congressman. But the bottom line to it is that he's just Mel. When you call that office, and if he's available, he's gonna pick up that phone because that's your opportunity to lobby him. Not everybody does that. That's true public service.
First of all, Mel Watt's an incredibly smart, brilliant man. Two, he has an incredible heart. What drives him is not ideology, but what's right.
Mel Watt has just done so much for so many people for so long. Sometimes we get really embroiled in political issues, and it is the smooth and calming and steady hand of Mel Watt who just brings the conversation back to a sensible position.
I don't think that we will ever have a congressman who is the measure of the man that he is. He's made up of so many different experiences. He comes from very humble beginnings, but at the same time, he's accomplished a lot. Coming from Dixie, going on to the University of North Carolina, Phi Beta Kappa, Yale Law School, and then on to Congress. I don't know that we'll ever have a congressman that has those experiences.
The length and breadth of my experience, both as a black man and as an American, have brought me to this place at this time.
Regardless of who you think Mel Watt is, he's just Mel.
If there's anyone that can get to Mel's soft side, it's certainly Nico, his grandson.
Mel is definitely a family man. If you remember the clip not too many months ago where he had his grandson there with him on Capitol Hill.
I said, Melvin, you aren't putting on a show by taking Nico to that hearing. He said, Harv, I got caught in a situation where I had no choice but to take him. I couldn't leave him anywhere, and I needed to be at the hearing. And the damn thing went viral. That was great.
We're glad to have both of you here. And
Mr. Chairman, the press has asked what the relationship is, so just for everybody's information, this is my grandson.
Watching Mel hold that child, I mean, the immense joy on his face.
Sorry. Mr. Watt, you're only supposed to do that at your confirmation hearing. That's when you roll out the kids.
He's already accomplished so much in his career. 20 years in the House, and his career as a lawyer, his career as a campaign strategist, that's already a full resume.
I'm so proud that President Obama is now asking him to national leadership in addition to the great things he's done in the U.S. House.
One of the best things I can do is to nominate Mel Watt to lead the Federal Housing Finance Agency.
as he tells the story, one of his first transactions was a real estate transaction where he learned that the value of home ownership is a key component to people passing on wealth, and specifically black people passing on wealth at that time.
These were not theories to him, the fact that affordable housing made some sense. He's got that, what I call, kitchen table understanding of what it means to live in decent housing.
Mel's mom raised Mel and his brothers in Charlotte, North Carolina, just outside. Grew up in a house where you could see the stars through the roof and the ground through the floor. But Evelyn Watts sacrificed and worked hard to give her boys a fighting chance. And that love and support eventually led Mel to Congress, where he's represented the people of North Carolina for 20 years. Every one of them as a member of the committee that oversees housing policy. So Mel understands as well as anybody what caused the housing crisis. He knows what it's going to take to help responsible homeowners fully recover, and he's committed to helping folks just like his mom, Americans who work really hard, play by the rules day in, day out to provide for their families. So Mel, thank you so much for agreeing to accept this nomination. Thank you.
Coming to understand Mel's leadership and the fact that he values everybody. When he has a policy that you don't screen his calls, that if you call him, you get right through to him. It was refreshing to know that we had an elected official who was like that, and who believed in those types of core principles and values, that everybody should have access and opportunity, and especially access to their representative.
The president wants smart people, people who can see a bigger picture, people who are in fact deliberative, who will look at the facts, a person who has good judgment.
And I want to thank him for all that he's done and wish him the best for the future. Thank goodness for you, Mel.